Recording in progress.
चलो yes, class will be recorded. Huh? So let's start. Long time. So no one came. Only Saksham is here. ठीक है चलो. Anyways, हाँ. Yeah. See, he is more disappointed than I am. चलो ठीक है. So what we'll do today is we will start with the final, more recent developments in macro. So whatever theories that we did so far were mostly placed in the 70s, 80s, before 90s. But the more recent developments that there have been are based in the like after the 90s. And even the most recent, the new Keynesian and new classical, ये सब तो और भी recent है, 2000 वाले हैं, ठीक है. So anyways, so we'll start with what are called theories of expectation. So we will look at how expectations are formed. God, it's so good to write on the board. I have been struggling. Okay. See, my handwriting is not that bad. जितना उसमें आता है. Okay. So what do we understand by expectation? Expectations are anything basically that it's a sort of guess about the future, right? So you are making a guess about the future. How you are making the guess is what the entire question is all about. So in the best case scenario, you would like that your expectation about the future turns out to be true. Okay, so you will want that your expectations are perfect. Whatever you expect happens. That will be the best case scenario, in the sense that it will be the uncertainty analog of certainty. So even though there is uncertainty, you don't know the future, still, because you have a mechanism for forming expectations, you will always be correct in your expectations. That's the ideal case. The other extreme is that you make expectations that, the more realistic is that you make expectations that don't turn out, but at the least minimum, right? So the bare minimum from an expectation, you would want that it's an educated guess, right? That whatever guess you are making is at least informed by some data. Educated guess, वो देखी ली वॉल्वरिन और क्या नाम है, गेटपूल? हाँ, नहीं देखी. नहीं. Has anyone else seen? उसमें a term that he uses is an educated wish. Okay, so he is just making some conjectures about what he wishes happens, and so this is Deadpool, of course. And then Wolverine says that, how do you know this? So he's saying that I'm making an educated wish. So educated wish is something that we don't want. We want an educated guess, how to best make predictions about the future. Okay, so इसका context क्या है? So what is the, why suddenly economists started looking at this is because so most recently it started with the Phillips curve. Okay, so when you came into contact with this word expectation was with Phillips curve. Right? So Phillips curve started with a relationship between your inflation, है ना? So Phillips curve is any relationship between your inflation and unemployment. It's a negative relationship. So under various assumptions, what you found was that your pi t, expectation and period t, looks like this. So your expectation in period t was negatively related to the unemployment in period t. याद है ये? ठीक है. So expectation, the inflation that you had in any period is negatively related to the unemployment that exists in that period. And of course, these are the parameters that are given in the model. ये तुम्हारा markup है. These are all the other catch-all variables that you have. The most important assumption, what was the most important, or how did we get this relationship? 1 second. और important और crucial assumption क्या है इसमें? So we know that Phillips curve is nothing but a alternate way to specify the aggregate supply. तुम ही हो, you have to answer. So it's an alternate way to specify the aggregate supply curve, right? And we know that the aggregate supply curve in the ASAD model we got from what? We got from the price setting and weight setting equation. ठीक? In the weight setting equation वहाँ पे एक expected prices भी होता था, ठीक है? वो expected prices and by conversion the expected inflation, where did it go? वो vanish कहाँ हो गया इस वाले equation से? नहीं, उसको assume हमने किया था first वाले में to be actually equal to 0, right? So we assume that this is the original Phillips curve. Right? बाद में उसको expectation augmented किया, but in the original Phillips curve, the assumption was that your pi TE is 0. Okay, so it's essentially you are expecting that the prices that prevailed in the previous period, the same prices are going to prevail, okay, in the next period. So you are kind of assuming that, and the reason for this was that it was a time again जब ये relationship discover किया गया था. Essentially it was true that in one period prices were going up, in the other period prices were going down. So inflation was positive as well as negative. ये cyclical movement चल रहा था, और इस cyclical movement के basis पे the idea was that people would expect that कि inflation तो zero होगा. It may be, so if it was if the prices got up or the prices got down, but essentially लोग ये सोच रहे थे कि because for so many years inflation has been zero, it will be zero. Okay, so it's sort of an assumption which is not taking into account any form of data that exists. All right, इसको बोलते हैं regressive expectation. This is something that we will do, the first thing that we will do. All right, so this is the expectation, this is the assumption that we work with. ठीक है, उसके बाद what happened, that the Phillips curve broke down. Phillips curve broke down when? Phillips curve broke down when inflation became persistent, right? So this was the important assumption that people were working with. And after that, what happened, that your Phillips curve broke down. I mean, the relationship broke down. वो वाला graph याद होगा जहाँ पे it was all scattered. There was no visible relationship between your inflation and your unemployment. ठीक है? So this happened when inflation became persistent. So then the idea was that Phillips curve actually did not break down, the expectations changed. So instead of, so earlier, this is what was happening. This is what the expectation was, right? And now people said that, ye, this is the new expectation. है ना, यही किया था essentially. जो modified relationship आएगा वो क्या आएगा, pi t minus pi t e, right? वो because we use this, है ना, so this will be your m plus c minus alpha ut, and here we inserted the assumption that this is equal to pi t minus 1. So we said that, okay, now the way people are forming expectations is कि पिछले साल जितना था उतना ही. So we are not saying कि पिछले साल, we are just assuming that inflation will always be zero, because we have been observing that prices are going up. So we just assume कि पिछले साल जितना inflation था इस बार भी उतना होगा. Okay, so with this assumption they were working, right? And then remember last में तुम लोगों ने वो Lucas critique किया होगा इसका, इस assumption का. So this assumption was then responsible for giving you the Okun's law, right? This assumption was responsible for giving you, or this assumption and this equation, ये जो expectation augmented Phillips curve है, इससे क्या पता चला, that there is, a trade-off between your inflation, prices and unemployment. So what the policy makers were thinking कि भाई अगर तुम, if you want to do some sort of disinflation policy, so all you have to do is tolerate a higher unemployment level. So you can maintain either a inflation level or an unemployment level. अगर unemployment को घटाना चाहते हो तो you will have to tolerate some sort of inflation. This was the idea, that there is this negative relationship, and as policy makers you are in control of managing this trade-off. Okay, this is what Lucas was critiquing. So तब Lucas ने कहा कि this assumes a certain way expectations have been formed, and this is what we'll study. This assumption about this is the way expectation being formed is like inherently flawed. So Lucas was the one who gave the rational expectation theory. ठीक है, इसके भी पहले, so this is the most recent, this is after this Lucas came with his expectation, rational expectation theory. But इसके भी पहले you have seen expectations. इसके भी पहले you have seen expectations in Keynes theory of money demand. So this was the first place where you saw it. This was the most recent. The second one is this. यहाँ पे क्या था? So Keynes theory of money demand has what? Two uses of money. Transaction, right? And speculative, right? So the idea was that money is both something that helps you in transactions, help you in buying the goods that you want to purchase, as well as it's a store of value. It's just that it's a store of value that doesn't give you any return. So it's a trade-off between either you use the liquidity that money provides you and not get any return, or you invest this liquid money into an asset, reduce your liquidity but get some sort of return, right? ये idea था उसका. इसमें जो speculative demand for money था, in this the speculative demand for money, this was based on a very specific kind of expectation. क्या था इसमें? Speculative demand क्या था? That you are any bond investment. So he just divided things into money and bonds. Bonds just comprised of all kinds of other financial assets. So bonds would give you two kinds of return, or two kinds are the two-part returns. One is your interest payments that you will get. The other is the capital gain. And capital gain will accrue from a change in interest rate. The interest rate at which you bought the bond, right? And the interest rate at which you sold the bond. So if the interest rate goes up, then the price goes down. ठीक है, ये हम अभी डिटेल में मनी एंड बैंकिंग में करेंगे. But if the interest rate goes up, then the price goes down. If the price goes down, then you make a capital loss potentially. कितना नीचे जाता है उस पर डिपेंड करता है. ठीक है, तो उसका डिटेल you guys have already done. I'll not get into that. But the point is that how much money you will hold depends on what kind of movement you are expecting the interest rate to make, right? Expectation का रोल आ गया, right? So for a given interest rate, given existing interest rate, what is your expectation of the future interest rate? That will decide how much money or bond you hold. Okay, and इसमें there was a specific kind of expectation that was playing the role. So we will start with that expectation, then we will make our way ahead with the more recent thing. Okay? So we will start here with the speculative demand for money, and we will cover three kinds of expectations. This is the regressive expectations model. The second we'll do adaptive. And the third is the rational. So rational is the most recent. You will see that these are either adaptive expectation hypotheses या model, कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं. So let's just talk about, so this regressive expectation model जो है, this is something that Keynes worked with, and this is also something that later, these are the theories that we will do in money. Baumol and Tobin also furthered this model. तो इनके जो money demand models हैं वो इसी kind of expectations से based हैं. ठीक है. Then for adaptive expectations, the most prominent name is Friedman, and then other monetarists also. So they believed in what are called adaptive expectations. रैशनल वाले हैं लूकस एंड सार्जेंट, ठीक है ना। तो क्वेश्चन पेपर में जब लूकस का नाम दिखे, सो यू नो दैट यू हैव टू टॉक अबाउट रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशन। मोस्टली दे यूज लूकस नेम ओनली, लेकिन कई बार वो मॉनिटरिस्ट और फ्रीडमैन ये सब का भी वो यूज करते हैं। एंड आई डू सी मल्टीपल ईयर्स दे हैव आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस ऑन रिग्रेसिव एक्सपेक्टेशन एंड कीन्स थ्योरी ऑफ मनी डिमांड। Okay, so let's start with the regressive expectations model. What I will not do here, so your regressive expectation model may the full model also gives you the relationship between your interest rate and yield and the price of bond. ये सारी चीजें हम मनी एंड डिमांड में डिटेल में करने ही वाले हैं. So this is something I'll do then only. But फिर भी right now I want to put it in the perspective of expectations model, and that can be done without the formal model as well. ठीक है. So what we had was, so according to Keynes, we know that money demand was done for mainly two purposes: transactions and speculative. Transactions में ही तुम्हारा precautionary भी आ जाता है, right? And the underlying expectation model under speculative was what is called a regressive expectation model. So I'll just call it REM. And the reason is that what this is saying that people, every individual had in mind a normal rate of interest, एक normal level of rate of interest था. And then every individual was thinking according to themselves, okay, whatever is the rate of interest that they observe, if it is higher than the normal level, then they expected it to fall in the next period. If it is lower, then they expected it to rise in the next period. So what they expected was that for every individual, right, there exists a rate of interest I will call IN, the normal rate of interest, right? Such that, how are the expectations formed? That if I in any period t is greater than IN, then they expect that IT plus 1 will be less than IT. Right? You can also work it in terms of the previous period. So suppose in the previous period they observed that IT minus 1 was less than the normal or greater than the normal rate, then they expect कि इस period के expect, let me write it like that क्योंकि बाकी expectation models भी वैसे ही काम करते हैं. So suppose this is what was observed, that IT minus 1 was greater than this. So in that case, the expectation is that IT will be less than IT minus 1. And if IT minus 1 is less than IN, then this would imply that IT is greater than IT. Right? So this is how the expectations were formed. They were thinking कि एक normal rate है, and this is for every individual. So there is no, the idea was that हर किसी का एक interest rate नहीं है. हर किसी को लगता है कि अच्छा ये normal है, and if they observe कि 10 की जगह 20%, तो they say कि नहीं अगले period में it's going to come down. And in that case, or rather if they observe in the previous period the interest rate was too high, in this period they will expect that it is going to come down. And in that case, holding bonds make it more lucrative because they will be able to sell it at a capital gain depending upon the difference, वो जो पूरा detail वाला model था. But the demand for liquid money will be inversely related to this. Okay? After this, what Keynes said was, so this was at the individual level that was happening, right? At the individual level, this was happening. And then at the aggregate level, okay? So when this is translated to the aggregate level, what happens is that different individuals have different normal rates of interest, right? So as the interest rate moves from, say, a lower value to a higher value, then over time, धीरे धीरे करके people keep on increasing their say money demand, क्योंकि interest rate बढ़ रहा है, तो money, sorry, उल्टा, interest rate बढ़ रहा है, so they keep on increasing their क्या नाम है, speculative one, right? So then you observe a sort of continuity in the aggregate, right? Because different individuals, so when this is translated, what happens is that it gives you a continuity in the overall market. Right? So for any given interest rate, what will happen is that some individuals, for some individuals, it is below their critical level. For some individuals, it's above their critical level. And then some of them will be holding bonds, some of them will be holding bonds. Ye continuity was the result of this difference in the normal interest rate across individuals. Okay? This is called क्या नाम है, a regressive expectation model, because the idea is that no matter what is happening, you are expecting के उसी normal पे वापस जा रहा होगा. So it's regressive in the sense that you have a certain expectation set and there is no update in that expectation that is happening. Okay, so that's why it's called a regressive expectations model. Think of it in any way. Say most religions have this regressive expectations. So no matter what evidence you present to them, they will still keep on expecting that, you know, there's some savior or there is some avatar that's going to happen, Abhi Kalki and whatnot. And so there is no regard to any sort of evidence, right? And this is the critique of the regressive expectation model. But before we get to the critique of the regressive expectation model, within the regressive expectation model, what Baumol and Tobin observed कि अगर इस मॉडल के फ्रेमवर्क में भी we place Keynes demand for money, the problem is that there are two like we can show two weaknesses of the model, right? So within this framework, so right now we are not critiquing the rational expectations model. We have put in the framework, put in the Keynes demand for money in a rational in a regressive expectations model. उस framework में हमने डाला है, और उसी framework में these guys realize that इस model में दो gaping holes हैं, right? So within REM, your Keynes money demand theory, right, has two shortcomings. The first is that it is an all or nothing theory. इसका मतलब ये है that first of all at an individual level, whatever you have this, right? ये जब remember when interest rates start rising, then people start like when interest, right? So the demand for bond keeps on increasing for every individual. So or rather demand for bond doesn't keep on increasing. As the interest rate rises, the lucrativeness of bond keep on increasing until at some point then it becomes profitable to hold the bond. हर interest rate rise के साथ वो lucrativeness बढ़ती है, but bond का hold, the amount of bonds that you hold, that does not increase. Remember? So एक critical point आता है. There is a critical point of interest rate, after which if the interest rate is higher than that point, then you will switch from holding money to holding bonds. So this essentially means that every individual has a critical interest rate border, एंड देन इट मीन्स दैट एवरी इंडिविजुअल विल ईदर, अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट उस क्रिटिकल से कम है तो हमेशा ही वो मनी होल्ड कर रहा होगा, और अगर उससे ज़्यादा है तो हमेशा ही बॉन्ड होल्ड कर रहा होगा, which is not something we observe. So it's, this theory is essentially telling you that any individual will hold either or, all of it, all the wealth as money or all the wealth as bonds. This is what this is implying, है ना? हर individual level पे तो यही हो रहा है. Individual level पे you are seeing that for every individual, so whatever is the critical level, if I is greater than IC, then all bonds all money. So it's, this is IC is the critical or the cutoff interest rate. वो प्ले करेगी when we are, see, when we are looking at how change in one variable affects a certain other variable, तो हम exactly हम बाकी चीज़ों को नहीं चेंज कर रहे होते, हमेशा यही तो करते हैं ना, right? So if you are looking at how say your money demand is a function of y and I, तो जब ये पार्शियल डेरिवेटिव देख रहे हो तो y को फिक्स रख रहे हो, at the same level of y you will see this, right? So that's what we are saying. So at the same level of y, as interest rate changes for any individual, this will be seen that the theory predicts कि या तो सारे money होगा या तो सारा bond होगा, right? Apart from this, so this is at the individual level. The second point is, so for every individual, let's call it reason 1.1. Reason 1.2 within the same is that even at the aggregate level, suppose the money market remains in equilibrium for a like sizable amount of time, कुछ time तक equilibrium में है, that means that there is stability in the interest rate, and that means, and that is what was actually happening also. Great Depression के बोल रहे क्या कोई? Great Depression के time में we know that the interest rates were kept very low, very stable, right? The interest rates were pegged, हमने कल ही discuss किया, right? So because of this Keynesian economics, the idea was that you peg the interest rate so that there is stability, so that the government can also borrow at low interest rate. तभी वो flat LM और steep IS वाला वो फंडा लगता है, assumption apply होता है. So then during this time what was happening is that the interest rates were low, the money market was stable in this way, that the interest rates or the loanable funds market at least was stable, and this was happening for a long duration, 4-5 साल तक, 5-6 साल तक ऐसा ही था. So then wouldn't it be the case that the IN, the normal rate of interest for every individual, converges to the same level, right? There will be evolution, people will start adapting ना, उनको दिख रहा है कि 10 साल से यही चल रहा है, तो अब किसके इंतजार में वो वेट कर रहे हैं, कौन सा नॉर्मल रेट आने वाला है. So they will also update their expectation that, you know, the normal rate itself, even though you are still within the framework of regressive expectations, where you say that the interest rate will return to the normal rate, but now you have changed your normal rate itself. You still expect that interest rate will return to the normal rate, but over time the value of your normal rate itself has changed. If that happens, if everyone has the same level of normal rate, तो तब वो जो continuity हमको aggregate में मिली थी, which was a result of everyone having a different normal rate of interest, वो चली जाएगी. So for any interest rate that exists, if everyone believes the same or everyone has the same normal rate of interest in mind, so for any given rate of interest, everyone will either hold money or either hold bonds. And this is something that is not observed. So it is not this all or nothing is not observed at the individual level, and it's not observed at the aggregate level as well. But Keynes theory would essentially lead to this kind of a conclusion at the individual level, as well as if the money market is in equilibrium for a long time, it will also result the same all or nothing kind of outcome for the aggregate as well. ठीक है, ये बात समझ आई ऑनलाइन? So what this is saying, I'll write this on the next page. So the second part of the argument is that if money market is in equilibrium for a long time, and this is what was true in the Great Depression. You know that in rate of interest was pegged. So this means that IN of all individuals will converge. Everyone will either hold money or bonds. मतलब money और bonds नहीं, all money या all bonds. There will be no portfolio mix, neither at the individual level nor at the aggregate level. So this is the first critique of Keynes' theory of money demand within the regressive expectations framework. ये तुम्हारी सारी बातें हमने मान ली. हम even if we agree that expectations are formed this way, it will essentially mean that at any given point of time, an individual is either all money or all bonds. And if the money market is stable, then this will mean at the aggregate level as well. Okay. And the second point is that this is kind of a continuation of the same point under the same spirit, which is saying that anyways with time you would expect that the rate of the normal rate of interest evolves for everyone, and this theory essentially does not address that. कि जब ये rate of normal rate of interest evolve होने लग जाएगा, either it increases or it starts decreasing, then how will the speculative demand for money be, or how will the expectations change? So this theory is essentially silent or does not consider the evolution of the normal rate of interest. Okay, so this is also, I mean, even when money market is not in equilibrium, there can be various factors that might lead you to expect a certain different normal. और उसके बारे में ये theory कोई भी बात नहीं, right? Is 1.2 the same as what you were explaining earlier after the equations? कौन सा equation रहेगा? ये वाले? हाँ हाँ. So I've just continued in the next page. Okay, and this is also, so the next point is that silent on the mechanism plus the consequences of ROIN evolving. ठीक है ना? So this was the way in which ये क्या नाम है, Baumol and Tobin criticized this model. फ्रीडमैन का क्रिटिसिज्म अलग था. फ्रीडमैन ने भी क्रिटिसाइज किया था, राइट? फ्रीडमैन आल्सो सेड दैट, जो बाद में जो थ्योरी ऑफ मनी का रीस्टेटमेंट दिया था, there were many couple of points of disagreement. One was that you cannot club everything into a bond market. You have to take into account different kinds of assets that there are. And then वो जो velocity of money being constant वाला, money demand being stable वाला. So he was also critiquing it, but This criticism is under the framework of REM. His criticism changes the model of expectations. So that is what we will do. Is this clear to everyone online? एक तो आए नहीं हो, ऑनलाइन बोलना शुरू करो फटाफट. आज कुछ है क्या? हाँ रिया बोलो. There are only 4 people who have joined. उसमें से 2 तो मैं ही हूँ, एक इधर से और एक इधर से. There is only Riya and there is only Diya. Where is everyone? हाँ. That's odd. Riya, you were saying something. Bolo. You have to write it. I think you cannot unmute. Translating the above to aggregate level. क्या you want to do what? हो गई. चलो, let's start. Okay. So regressive. Could you explain this continuity in the overall money market? Riya, this is from the Keynes theory of money demand only, na? This one you want explained, or do you want it explained for the original money demand model? Before this, ये वाला. अच्छा, तो ये तो वो Keynes का ही idea है. So what he is saying is that in the every individual will have a different IN, right? So IN for say n people, n different INs for n different people. Now as the rate of interest moves, suppose the rate of interest goes from a low level, IN at any low level, to IN at any high level. Yeah. So as this moves, suppose at second. Just putting it here only, बाद में I'll erase it. Suppose rate of interest 0 से शुरू हो रहा है and it's getting all the way till 10. ठीक है? So suppose some individual has an idea that for whatever level of normal interest rate the individual thinks, उसके हिसाब से जो individual का normal rate of interest है, that will give a critical rate of interest. Remember, normal rate of interest is not the critical rate of interest, right? So normal rate of interest के corresponding एक critical rate of interest आएगा. Suppose individual 1 का critical rate of interest इधर है at 1%. ठीक है? Individual 2 का है इधर. हाँ, so we have just placed individuals in increasing order of their critical rates of interest, ICs. So suppose if the if you want to plot, say, the demand for either money or bonds as a function of the rate of interest, so if you move, as you start moving from 0 towards 10 in this direction, as the rate of interest increases, what will happen is that as soon as you hit 1, this person, जिस person का ये critical cross हो गया, वो person अब क्या करेगा? Give up money, start holding bond. ठीक है? तो ये demand will increase, right? The demand for bonds will go up, right? As you move along this, the demand for bonds will keep on going up. So you will observe a positive, इसका कुछ graph का कोई shape था, I don't remember the exact shape, but some sort of a positive function. So you will see a continuity that at any given interest rate, suppose you pick up this interest rate. So at this interest rate, for some people, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4. For the fourth individual, holding bond is more beneficial. So ये 4 लोग bonds hold कर रहे होंगे और बाकी के 6 लोग still they would be holding money. So the idea for Keynes was that at any given interest rate, you will see a mix of people, some of them holding bonds, some of them holding. This was the idea of continuity. Now what essentially was, क्या नाम है, the criticism was that now everyone's rate of the normal rate of interest has converged to say 4%. So this is not the kind of graph that you will observe. Now the kind of graph that you will observe will look something like this. Before 4%, everyone holds money. And as soon as you hit 4%, everyone holds bonds. It will be a discontinuity over here. Okay? So if everyone's normal rate of interest converges, which is what would have happened if, which is what will happen if your money market is in equilibrium for a long time, and which is what the case was during Great Depression when interest rates were essentially pegged. So जब ऐसा था, तब the Keynes theory would predict that this is the kind of thing that you will observe. That everyone either, so at the aggregate level also, everyone either holds bonds or they hold money. But this is not what was observed, neither at the individual level nor at the aggregate level. ठीक है रिया? Okay. So now let's talk about the adaptive expectations. The main idea of adaptive expectations is that individuals do learn from the past. So it's an improvement from what regressive model says. Regressive model के नहीं हमको यही लगता है यही होता रहेगा. But this now goes on to say that you will learn from your past. Eventually you will catch up. ठीक है? तो इसको देखने के लिए suppose you are trying to form an expectation. So your goal is to form an expectation about inflation today. Right? So period T is the period that is today. So you want to form an expectation, you want to form an idea कि आज कितना inflation हो सकता है, ठीक है? So what you will do is you will use 2 pieces of information. What is the information available to you? So according to AEH, you will use 2 pieces of information. One is the expectation you had about last year. We'll call it pi t minus 1. And the second is that the actual outcome in t minus 1 is pi t minus 1. ठीक है? This applies to any variable. कोई भी variable के लिए सोच सकते हो. Whatever variable seems the most intuitive to you, you can think about it. Suppose तुम्हें ये सोचना है कि अच्छा let me see कि how much क्या नाम है एग्जाम के कट ऑफ सोच लो, ठीक है? तो सपोज एग्जाम के कट ऑफ में तुम्हें सोचना है कि इस साल का कट ऑफ कितना जाएगा, राइट? So you will base it on 2 things. One, since you have been observing the cutoffs for some time, what was your expectation, right, in the last year? Suppose this expectation was, I'm just writing some random numbers. Suppose this paper 1 में तुम्हारा expectation था कि cutoff जाएगा 90. ठीक है। एंड एक्सपेक्टेशन तो था, तो ये एक्सपेक्टेशन तुमने T-2 में बनाई होगी, राइट। तो T-2 में सपोज दिस इज योर 2024, दिस इज योर एक्सपेक्टेशन इन 2023 व्हिच वाज फॉर्म्ड इन 22 में तुमने सोचा था कि 90 कट ऑफ जाएगा पेपर 1 में, एंड द कट ऑफ दैट एक्चुअली वेंट वाज से 95। ठीक है, जैसे भाई तुम्हें कम लेना है कम ले लो, जो भी तुम्हें मन को भाए। ठीक है, सो देयर आर टू सिनेरियोस। हाँ, इसमें हम दो सिनेरियोस कंसीडर करते हैं। सपोज पहले केस में द कट ऑफ वाज एक्चुअली 90, right? This is case 1, and we will consider another case when the cutoff was 95. So in the first case, so let's call it case 1. If you expected the cutoff to be 90 and you observed the actual cutoff to be 90, so then you will not revise your expectations, like 90 ही आएगा, उसके अलावा तुम्हारे पास क्या information है इसको update करने की, right? So in that case, no update to 5T. बट अगर केस 2 है, सो देन यू विल सी कि मतलब थोड़ा आई वाज अ लिटिल ऑफ, आई एक्सपेक्टेड 90 बट उससे थोड़ा ऊपर आया। अब ऊपर आए तो तुम सीधे 95 शायद ना कर पाओ, तुम्हें लगेगा कि अच्छा, you will need to update your expectations. You will think कि अच्छा my expectation was 90, somewhere 95 it came, let me update my expectation to something between 90 and 95. So your you update your this year's expectation to something between 90 and 95. ठीक है, मान लो कि अगर 95 कम लग रहा है, for a more stark example, suppose this cutoff actually goes to 105. ठीक है, so you were way off, and then even when you were way off, you will not immediately change your expectation a lot. You will say कि अच्छा 90 से ऊपर आया है, so I need to revise my expectation in the upward direction, not all the way to 105 but somewhere in between, right? So this is the entire idea of adaptive expectation. So what you are doing is that you are updating your expectation, or sorry, you're basing your expectation on what you had guessed and how much off you were. अगर तुम्हारा गेस सही होता जा रहा है तो तुम उतना ही गेस करोगे, ये गेस सही है, ठीक है, क्योंकि तुमने जो गेस किया था दैट आल्सो इनकॉर्पोरेटेड व्हाटएवर इंफॉर्मेशन वाज अवेलेबल टू यू एट दैट टाइम, पास्ट इंफॉर्मेशन, राइट? सो देन दिस टाइम अंडर द AEH फ्रेमवर्क व्हाट यू विल डू इज व्हाट हैपेंड एंड व्हाट यू एक्सपेक्टेड, उसके बीच में कहीं यू विल प्लेस योर एक्सपेक्टेशन। ओके, so let's model this. So what is the adaptive expectations model? Let us work with a variable that we will be using. Let's work with inflation. Okay. So these are the notations. This is the expectation in period T, expectation in period T minus 1, and this is the actual outcome in period T. ठीक है, आई एम नॉट राइटिंग कि ये क्या है, इसका नोटेशन तुम्हें पता ही है क्या है। ठीक है, so then basically according to the expectation adaptive expectation hypothesis, how you will update okay will be equal to this. What will be the change or the modification in expectation will be, so this alpha की जगह ना यहाँ पे actually you use lambda, क्योंकि lambda बाद में the other book will also use, and alpha is something that we already used in the Phillips curve, so to avoid confusion. Okay, so this lambda lies between 0 and 1, right? So this is saying that it will lie somewhere in between this gap. What is this gap? This is the gap which was your error in prediction. This is how much you were off by. So if you made an exact prediction, right Diya? अगर तुम्हारा prediction exact है, so then this will be 0. That means that you will not update your expectation. And if this is something that is say negative in this case, ठीक है, your pi t, इसको ऐसे लिखो, write it like this. It's anyways the same thing, but if you under predicted, right? So if your expectation was lesser than the actual outcome, right? Then since this is also positive, you will need to update, move it in the same direction. ठीक है, इसको नेगेटिव लिख के भी वही आएगा, but just that things remain पॉजिटिव. तो क्या इसके बाद उसको उसका साइन चेंज करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, नाउ वी कैन ऑल्सो राइट दिस एज, so another form to write this is that your pi t e expectation in period t is alpha times your pi t minus 1 lambda. इसको जब उधर ले जाओगे, ठीक है ना, you take it that side, so you will have this alpha times pi t minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha times alpha 1 minus lambda, right? You take this to the other side, you have a lambda multiplying pi t minus 1, and you have a 1 minus lambda multiplying pi t minus 1 expected. Okay, so this is also saying the same thing in a sort of different words, that the expectation that you form for today is a weighted average, क्योंकि ये lambda plus 1 minus lambda is summing up to 1. So it's a weighted average between the reality and your previous expectation. Okay, and it will just depend कि भाई तुम्हारा lambda कितना है, इनका difference कितना है, ठीक है, ये सारी चीज़ों पर depend करेगा that how your expectation is modified. So this lambda can range from 0 to 1, it can also be 0, it can also be equal to 1, है ना. तो ये equality के साथ ही लिखना. अगर ये 0 है, right, if this lambda is 0, then what will happen, that you do not update your expectations. And if this lambda is 1, then what happens, जो past में हुआ तुम सिर्फ उसी को value कर रहे हो, you are not valuing that what you used to believe earlier. And if you are somewhere in between, then you are adapting slowly, right? Any questions? So what we can do is, this is for time period t, है ना? This will hold true for the previous time periods as well. अगर expectation in time period t has been formed using this process, then expectation in time period t minus 1 was also formed using this process. So let's just write it for the last 3 periods. So you have your pi t minus 1 expected. This was also a weighted average of pi t minus 2, 1 minus lambda, right? Similarly, your pi t minus 2 expected was formed as a weighted average of pi t minus 3 plus 1 minus lambda pi t minus, or expected value of pi t minus 3. And similarly, just one more period, this was formed as a weighted average of the t minus 4. अब हम इसको प्रीवियस इक्वेशन में रिपीटेडली सब्स्टिट्यूट करते जाएंगे, राइट? सो वी हैव phi t e, वी हैव अ वैल्यू दैट इज नोन. पिछले साल कितना इन्फ्लेशन था ये तुम्हें पता है. दिस इज द वैल्यू दैट यू नो. दिस इज ऑब्जर्वेबल. दिस कैन बी रिटन अगेन लाइक दिस. So first step, we will substitute. So substituting, let's just call that equation 1. तो इसको repeated substitution बोलते हैं. So 1 can now be written as, this is something that you will do again and again in time series. ठीक है? One minus lambda times what? Times this. Right? So this is lambda times pi t minus 2 plus 1 minus lambda times ठीक है. अब फिर इस पाई टी माइनस 2 को यहां से सब्स्टिट्यूट करो. ये साथ साथ लिखते रहना, कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है इसमें. बी केयरफुल ऑफ द ब्रैकेट्स. दिस एंटायर ब्रैकेट इज बीइंग मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 1 minus lambda and not only lambda. You know when you've written. Okay, Riya. थोड़ा सा बस नोटेशन का ध्यान रखो. हम कर सिर्फ ये रहे हैं कि हम हर साल के एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू को उसके प्रोसेस, द प्रोसेस दैट जनरेटेड दैट वैल्यू, दिस इज कॉल्ड अ प्रोसेस. टाइम सीरीज में इसको स्टोकेस्टिक प्रोसेस कहते हैं. A process that generated that value, we are just replacing that. And the reason why we are doing it, उसको करते हैं अभी. Let me simplify this first. ये लिख लेना तो बताना. ठीक है. तो अब क्या कर सकते हैं हम यहाँ से? वी कैन कलेक्ट टर्म्स नाउ. So we see that lambda multiplies pi t minus 1, lambda times 1 minus lambda multiplies pi t minus 2. दिख रहा है ना ये? Then you have for pi t minus 3 you have what? Lambda, 1 minus lambda and 1 minus lambda. So you have lambda times 1 minus lambda square. Similarly for pi t minus 4 you have lambda and 3 1 minus lambdas. उसकी चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि तुम कॉमन नहीं ले पाओगे. ठीक है. But yes, the point is that since lambda is less than 1, इसकी वैल्यू कम कम होती जाएगी. Alright, technically this can go on in the past forever, right? You can replace it with pi t minus 4 का expression and then go on for pi t minus 5 ऐसे ऐसे. तो पहले इसको ही simplify करेंगे जब. So what we will get is that now your pi t expected, the expected inflation in period t is equal to lambda times the power 1 and since lambda is less than 1, right, what you will have is that these numbers keep on becoming smaller and smaller. Lambda times 1 minus lambda to the power t minus 1, right? For any time period t, अगर तुम t minus 2 का देख रहे हो, so your 1 minus lambda is raised to the power t minus 2, right? Sorry, raised to the power 1 less than this, or rather raised to the power 1 more than this. So t minus 2 का power है 1. So that means it is t minus 2, कैसे लिख सकते हैं? So t minus confusion में मत पड़ो. Let's just write that successive coefficients become smaller. Right? So essentially, if you take say 3 से 4 से 5 period के बीच का time, after that it will become smaller and smaller and smaller. If it was say, if example, if your lambda is equal to 0.5, so then it will be 0.25 for this, 0.5 cube मतलब 0.125 for this term, and 0. क्या होगा 5 का square, 5 5 से 25, 5 से 125 into 5, 125 into 5 कितना होता है 625, so 0.625, right? So it's the coefficient is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, so you can forget about time periods beyond t minus 4, t minus 5. The idea is that the useful thing about that, this equation, is that this is an unobserved quantity, but these are all observables. RHS is observable. Right? So you have, yeah, thank you, dear. So you have expressed an unobservable quantity as a function of all observable variables. तुम्हारे पास data तो है ही, तुम्हारे पास already existing data है कि inflation पिछले साल कितना था, उसके पिछले साल कितना था, उसके पिछले साल कितना था, 4-5 साल का data तुम्हारे पास है. Using this weighing function, you can now form an expectation of what it will be today. And the process underlying this is what? That you keep on updating your expectations based on what you expected and what the reality was. So in whichever way the reality is moving, your expectation is also catching up to that, right? So this is the most lucrative feature of adaptive expectations, that essentially you will catch up. If data, or rather सोचो कि अगर कोई तुम past में कोई pattern observe कर रहे हो, so if that pattern is going on, your expectations are forming this way, then you will essentially catch on. You will keep on updating your expectations and एक time आएगा जब तुम you will get to what your expectation will start matching the reality. Okay, so let's discuss the advantages of this model, mainly जो कि यही है. The advantages, right, is that first that people will eventually catch on. Right, so they will gradually, depend करता है कि मॉडल का पैरामीटर कितना है, मतलब लैम्डा कितना है, and it also depends on how off they are. If they are always off by a very large amount, तो वो कैचअप जल्दी कर लेंगे. बट अगर वो थोड़ा थोड़ा से ही ऑफ हो रहे हैं, so then the process will be slow because a lot of updation is anyways not required. Right, so depending upon whatever is the parameter in the model, the speed will vary, but eventually people will catch on. Their expectations will not be wrong for a long time, which was the case in Keynes. Keynes कह रहे थे कि जो भी चले, people लोगों को लग रहा है कि नहीं, एक नॉर्मल एक नॉर्मल रेट आएगा, इंटरेस्ट रेट उधर मूव करेगा. So that was something that this model addressed, that nahi, people will learn from the past, they will look at the past data and they will eventually catch on with the reality. Second is, I mean, this is common, it can apply to any variable. You can update your expectations based on this process for any variable. हमने अभी already we saw example. And the third is that it essentially links an observable variable to observable. ठीक है. So as you can understand now if you see, जो हमारा expectation augmented Phillips curve है, that essentially has adaptive expectation with lambda equal to, so in the expectations augmented Phillips curve, augmented, right, you have that expectation in period t is equal to pi t minus 1. ये था. That means your lambda is essentially equal to 1. Okay, so that is what Friedman was proposing, that Friedman was proposing an adaptive expectations model with, so ये तुमने Blanchard में भी जब किया होगा, that how people were making predictions was that they were saying that pi te was some theta, theta use करता है उसमें, like this, right? So initially just theta was 0, so everyone was expecting के इस साल का inflation भी 0 ही रहेगा, but over time this value of theta started increasing and then it increased to 1. So that's I mean, since Blanchard में इतना detailed treatment नहीं है adaptive expectations का, but expectations augmented Phillips curve is an adaptive expectations model. Your monetarist approach is an adaptive expectations model. Your ASAD model is an adaptive expectation. Okay, because everything is based on this assumption okay, the inflation price output expectation this year will just be equal to what was observed last year. Okay, okay, now let's discuss the drawbacks. Let's discuss the most important drawback first. Most important matlab most important, right? First, the most important drawback is that it restricts individuals or people to only past information. when you were saying कि past में जो हुआ that will affect or that will I will form my expectations based on whatever happened in the past. Why not use information that is available in the current period also? So this was the basic tenet of rational expectation. कि तुम्हें सिर्फ past का information क्यों use करना है? So they gave several तब ऐसा ड्रास्टिक एग्जाम्पल दिया था. एक एग्जाम्पल, हाँ, जैसे कि सपोज गवर्नमेंट मेक्स चेंज टू अ सर्टेन पॉलिसी. हमारे यहाँ जैसे 91 में सपोज आफ्टर लिबरलाइजेशन इट वाज सेड दैट द एक्सचेंज रेट्स द रेजिम विल नॉट बी फिक्स्ड एनीमोर. राइट नाउ इफ द गवर्नमेंट हैज सेड कि एक्सचेंज रेट रेजिम फिक्स नहीं रहेगा, ये अडेप्टिव एक्सपेक्टेशन में तो यू विल कीप ऑन फॉर्मिंग एक्सपेक्टेशंस बेस्ड ऑन पास्ट एक्सचेंज रेट्स which followed a certain pattern which were regulated by the government. You will, if you are only allowed, or if in the world people make adaptive expectations, then they will only base their expectations in whatever happened in the past. But current period में जब सरकार ने कहा है कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं होगा, so then why not incorporate that information? Why not use all the information available till this point, right? Which also includes information from the government about its future actions, right? So why not include all this information? So this is the important point that Lucas raised. उसका ये कहना था कि this was the main essence of Lucas' critique. So Lucas was saying that you are saying that the government has control, जो वो expected documented Phillips curve है. The idea was that, या जो sacrifice ratio की बात है कि भाई मेरे को इतना इन्फ्लेशन कम करना है, ठीक है, तो आई विल टॉलरेट दिस मच अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट. तो एज अ सेंट्रल बैंक आई कैन स्प्रेड दिस आउट, राइट? दैट वाज द आइडिया ऑफ सैक्रिफाइस रेशियो. ओपन का होता कि झटके से मत करो, ओवरऑल स्प्रेड कर दो सो दैट द इकोनॉमी रिमेन्स स्टेबल. सो पीपल, this will work. The idea was that this will work because people's expectation will keep on getting formed the way we assumed. कि past में क्या हुआ था, they will keep on assuming the same thing. Right? If the public knows, so according to Lucas, the idea was कि अगर जनता को ये सुनाई दे रहा है, अगर ये information दे दी गई है कि the government is working towards a disinflation policy, so why will they expect the future inflation to be high, just like it was last year? Okay, so if someone is telling you that this is what we're going to do, then it is just foolish. Someone, matlab not anyone. People who have the authority, right? So people who have the authority and the means to do it, if the policy makers are telling you that our policy from now on will be to bring down inflation, then it is foolish to keep on expecting for the current period that if inflation was 10% last year, it will be 10% this year. अगर सरकार ये whatever kind of steps it is taking via monetary policy या कोई भी policy, you would expect that it will come down from 10%. But this is something that your AEH does not allow. Okay, so it restricts information to only what is available in the past, and this was one of the main basis for Lucas' critique. If you are telling, so that's what systematic monetary policy के against वो थे, जो हम rational expectation model करेंगे उसमें हम यही करेंगे कल कि if there is something that the policy makers tell the people that this is the plan of action, they will change their expectations, no? And when with change expectation, they will act also like that. And if you act according to a change expectation, हमारा जो Phillips curve का भी relationship है, remember, price, actual price level changes one-on-one with the expected price level. वो यही था. यहाँ पे एक एक्सपेक्टेड प्राइस लेवल होता था जिसको हमने वन अज्यूम किया हुआ था. ऐसा कुछ था. So one on one you increase this increases, so in whichever direction this moves, this also moves. So if someone has told you the plan of action, you change your expectations and your prices will change automatically. मतलब your prices ये जो भी whatever is your actual variable will change in the same direction as your expectation. So this was looked, तो मतलब अगर if your policy is credible then it will have no effect. ये मतलब उसका gist है of the rational expectation. Second criticism is that AH would imply that expectations are systematically wrong. Systematically incorrect लिख लो. I will tell you what it means. Suppose let's take the extreme case where your lambda is equal to 1. So you are not holding on to any of your own previous expectationary values. Pi t minus 1 से तुम्हें कोई मतलब नहीं है, तुमने अपना पूरा अपडेट कर लिया, right? Your pi t e is just equal to what you observed last year. Sorry. ठीक है, तुमने बिल्कुल भी अपना पाई टी माइनस 1 एक्सपेक्टेड से अपना आज का एक्सपेक्टेशन बायस नहीं किया. इस केस में सपोज देयर इज अ सिनेरियो वेयर योर इन्फ्लेशन इज ऑलवेज इंक्रीजिंग, राइट? सो योर इन्फ्लेशन वाज से 5% in t. Question. Suppose your inflation was 5% in t, 6% in t plus 1, 7% in t plus 2, ऐसे ऐसे करके जो भी t या t minus 1 जैसे भी ले लो, मान लो कि 2015 से you are looking at the data and you are observing that inflation is increasing 1% every year. So what this model will tell you that suppose from 2015 inflation data looks like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, ऐसे ऐसे कोई भी जो भी वेरिएबल को देख रहे हो उस वेरिएबल का मूवमेंट ऐसा हो रहा है. तो इन से 2024, राइट, योर पाई 24 का एक्सपेक्टेड is your pi 23 का actual value. This is what this model will predict. Under the extreme assumption that you are taking all the information that data provides you, right? अब यहाँ पे दिक्कत ये है that you are observing कि हर साल एक एक करके इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ रहा है, फिर भी तुम्हें लग रहा है कि 2023 वाला इन्फ्लेशन इस साल होगा. तुम्हें ये क्यों नहीं लग रहा है कि उस इन्फ्लेशन से 1 पॉइंट बढ़ ही चुका हो, राइट? तो इवन इन दी best case scenario where you are using every information, you are giving all the weightage to information and no weightage to your prior expectation, right? Even in that case you are always systematically under predicting the variable in this case. If something is decreasing over time, जैसे कि लूकस ने कहा, ठीक है, so what Lucas was saying that if you are targeting disinflation और लोगों को दिख रहा है कि हर साल इन्फ्लेशन कम हो रहा है, so why will they keep on expecting the higher inflation this year? They should be able to readjust, and if this is what is going on, उनका expectation actually by 23 minus 1 percentage point होना चाहिए, right? ये पूरा information use कर भी रहे हैं अगर वो भी तो गलत कर रहे हैं ना. Even if they are only using past information, they are still systematically under predicting this variable. All right. So this is that you will systematically be incorrect. If a variable is going in one direction, right? If it's increasing or it's decreasing, हमेशा ऐसा कुछ scenario होगा, ठीक है? So this is what AEH does. This is the confuse मत करना. Another kind of example that is given is that suppose there is a variable that keeps on alternating between two values, ठीक है? जैसे कि कैसा variable हो सकता है? Just let's take simplest example. कोई चीज़ या तो हाँ हो सकती है या तो ना हो सकती right? It can either be 1 or 0. Now, no matter which way you predict, one way is that, let's take this example. You have the case of alternating variable. Okay? So suppose a variable can only take two values, either 0 or 1. Right? Now, one case is that your lambda is less than 1. ठीक है? इस केस में suppose you observed 0 in the past year. So suppose let's call this variable y. Okay? So y, what you expect in period t is equal to say 0.5. Suppose lambda is equal to 0.5. So it's 0.5 times जो भी तुम्हारा previous expectation था, ठीक है, plus 0.5 times what was actually happening. हाँ, yes Riya, you're right. माइनस नहीं प्लस होना चाहिए, करेक्ट. थैंक यू. ठीक है. सो एनीथिंग दैट दिस विल बी, ठीक है, this will always lie between 0 and 1, right? Whatever value this was, suppose yt minus 1 तुम्हारा expectation था कि ये 1 होगा. Let's assume that your yt minus 1 expected was equal to 1 and yt minus 1 actually was equal to 0. ठीक है. Suppose ये scenario है that a variable can only take two values. Your expectation was कि पिछले period में इसका value होगा 1, but the actual value was 0. ठीक है. Now if you are making expectations this way, right, then the value that you will predict will be what? 0.5. 0.5 can never occur. ठीक है. 0.5 कभी नहीं हो सकता है, right? Even if your lambda is equal to, ये तो एक extreme, ये case हुआ somewhere in between. One extreme is that your lambda is equal to 1. So in that case, this will be what? You will place all the value to what occurred last year. So then your expected value will be whatever your yt minus 1 was, which was 0. But we know that it is an alternative variable. अगर पिछले साल 0 था तो इस साल 1 होगा. That is what 1 होगा, or that is how it has been going. It's alternating between 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1. Now, if you base your expectation on all the data that you have, you would expect that this year it will be 0. You will not learn from the past that it has been alternating. So you will be definitely incorrect. Okay, this expectation will only be correct if by chance ये दोनों इक्वल हो जाएं किसी पीरियड में. उसके अलावा तो ये कभी करेक्ट नहीं होगा. If only by chance it so happens that your expectation actually you started correct, unless you started correct, you will always be wrong, right? If lambda is equal to 0, the other extreme, then your yte is equal to 1. So एक तो या तो इस extreme case में you will be lucky enough to keep on predicting correctly, right? या फिर उस extreme case में where these two are equal. And these are exceptions. These are exceptions. In general, this model will make a prediction that will either be always wrong or be something that can never occur. Okay, so what this model does is that it does use the past information. एक तो वो current information नहीं use कर रहा है, वो तो बात खत्म. पास्ट इंफॉर्मेशन भी वो सारा इंफॉर्मेशन यूज नहीं कर रहा है. इट इज यूजिंग द डेटा बट इट इज नॉट यूजिंग द पैटर्न ऑफ द डेटा. It is not using how the data is evolving over time. So even the use of past information is limited in the sense. All right. So this is the second. Again, this is a what you can say that incomplete or inefficient use of past data. All right. So this is an example of inefficient use of past data. Right. Another example of this is that suppose अभी सपोज सरकार ने अनाउंस किया कि कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर वो इस साल इतना करेंगे, राइट. सम एक्स अमाउंट इट विल स्पेंड in terms of capital expenditure. It will expand its expenditure in various forms. This is supposed to happen over a period of 1 year. Now suppose whatever is the X amount, if all of the X amount is spent in say the first 6 months, then in the next 6 months exactly nothing will be spent. सारा खर्चा हो चुका है. But this adaptive expectation will not let you use that information, right? It will say either that it is something between 0 and that number, or it is exactly equal to that number, right? So again, it's another example of the fact that there are basically two lines of criticism. One, current information is not incorporated, and second, past information is also inefficiently incorporated. You are incorporating information, but you are missing out on information, missing out on patterns in the data, missing out on clear-cut movements in the data, right? Predefined pattern of the data. तो ये सारी चीजों में दिक्कत है, ठीक है. Alright, so this is your adaptive expectation. Adaptive expectation के अंदर तुम्हारा आ जाता है ASAD model, all the everything up till ASAD. Keynes का तो पहले regressive था, but Keynes को evolve करके these guys came up with Phillips curve and modified it, and then the ASAE model, monetarists, but they were all working with the adaptive expectation. इसके बाद कल हम करेंगे, आज 5 बजे से मित्रा सर की क्लास है, so we'll stop here. Tomorrow we will do the rational expectations model. इसके लिए जो reference है ना, I will send you the reference. There is essentially no clear reference for the regressive expectations model. It is there in Ahuja. What you can do, if you have understood what I have taught, then you can leave it be for now, because we will get back to it when we do Baumol's and Tobin's theories. ठीक है, तो इसको अभी के लिए छोड़ सकते हो. What you can do is you can revisit Keynes model, जो भी किया था उसको ही revisit करो, so that you get an idea about the continuity part and you get the idea about how it is inversely related to interest rate. ठीक है. उसके अलावा जो अडेप्टिव वाला हमने किया है आज, दैट इज फ्रॉम अ बुक बाय एटफील्ड, डेमरी एंड डक, वो मैं भेज दूंगी, ठीक है. उसका हाईलाइटेड रेफरेंस एनीवेज सिद्धार्थ टीचर्स इट, यू मे आल्सो फाइंड इट ऑनलाइन, बट एनीवेज उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. अडेप्टिव एक्सपेक्टेशन वाला पार्ट भेज दूंगी. द रैशनल एक्सपेक्टेशंस दैट वी विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुमारो इज DFS, सो दैट यू हैव. एनी क्वेश्चन? अच्छा, कल एक क्वेश्चन हमने किया था जहाँ पे वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट Keynes orthodoxy, है ना मैम? व्हाट आर वी ट्राइंग टू अचीव? Saksham is trying to achieve rank 1. That is what you should also aim for. देखो रिया, हम अचीव करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड द इकोनॉमी एंड देन यूज पॉलिसी टू tweak it in desirable ways. ठीक है, तो इसमें लोगों के डिफरेंट कंक्लूजन्स हैं बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट दे थिंक अबाउट हाउ पीपल परसीव एंड यूज इंफॉर्मेशन. ठीक है, तो जब कीन्स ने वो थ्योरी दी तो कीन्स को लग रहा था कि लोगों का मनी डिमांड इस तरीके से डिपेंड करता है ऑन द इनकम एंड द इंटरेस्ट रेट, एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट ही गेव अ सर्टेन मॉडल. ही गेव अ मॉडल which again based on that the government or the policy makers used to formulate policy, tweak the economy and move in, like try to move in directions that were desirable. Okay? Then when the Phillips curve came, when the augmented expectations augmented Phillips curve came, कुछ regularity समझने की कोशिश कर रहे थे वो लोग, that how unemployment and inflation is related. Then they realized कि नहीं, ऐसे तो नहीं चल रहा है. So then they realized कि नहीं, this is not how people are perceiving information. Their expectations are not static. They do incorporate information that exists. And then they came up with adaptive expectations. उसके बाद देन लूकस ऑल्सो केम विद दिस पॉइंट कि अडेप्टिव भी तुम बहुत ही लिमिट कर रहे हो अपने इंफॉर्मेशन यूज को, बिकॉज यू आर सेइंग दैट दे डू यूज पास्ट इंफॉर्मेशन बट they will systematically be wrong. They will always either under predict or over predict. They will not incorporate any kind of information that is like served to them on a platter. Okay, so what we are trying to understand by all this is that how normal people perceive and utilize information, and based on that only, if we have an understanding of that, can we hope to make policies. क्योंकि policy में हम क्या करते हैं, कोई भी policy हो, that is a set of incentives, correct? वो एक set of incentives है कि जनता को कब कितना incentive देना है, वो कैसे react करेंगे. तुम्हें मनी सप्लाई बढ़ाना है तो जनता उस पर कैसे रिएक्ट करेगी. तुम्हें अगर इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ाना है, तुम्हें फिस्कल एक्सपेंशन करना है, तुम्हें कुछ पब्लिक एक्सपेंडिचर करना है, हाउ विल दी citizens, how will your economic agents react to that? And any reaction, you have to understand that, you have to understand how they will perceive that, how they will use that information. तो इसीलिए हम ये सारा तामझाम कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. Wow, I hope no one sees this chat, Riya. He has written, I was asking about the numerical on board. अब नहीं बताऊंगी मैं, जब बहुत बोल दिया मैंने. This numerical is कुछ नहीं बता रहा है कि कैसे rational expectation will always be wrong unless there is some by coincidence either you start correctly or by coincidence you place no weightage on the past. अगर आप लैपटॉप में तो आप लास्ट के एक्चुअली जीरो देखते हैं. हाँ, तो फिर हम वो रिग्रेसिव वाले में चले गए ना. इट इज वही है. हाँ, कोई नहीं यार, मैं इतनी बकवास बोल दी क्या, अच्छी तो बात बता रही थी. हाँ, एक चीज मैं बोल रही थी, कल एक क्वेश्चन था अबाउट stagflation being a logical outcome of Keynesian orthodoxy. ये एक क्वेश्चन था. उसमें I just want to clarify that Keynesian orthodoxy is essentially the ASAD model. क्योंकि Keynesian orthodoxy का मतलब है कि जो भी मॉडल फिस्कल पॉलिसी या एनी काइंड ऑफ पॉलिसी यूज करे, उसमें क्योंकि मॉनिटरिस्ट भी हैं तो दे ऑल्सो यूज monetary policy, but the idea of being able to use monetary policy is that in the short run monetary policy is effective, and this conclusion essentially comes from the wage price stickiness कि short run में wage prices rigid हैं, long run में flexible हैं. This assumption is essentially Keynesian. तो ये पूरा मॉडल है ASAD. इसलिए मुझे लगा कि तुम लोग शायद कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे कि स्टैग की फिलिप्स कर्व तो एक्चुअली केंजियन मॉडल में आता ही नहीं है ना. Phillips curve तो comes when you have done your weight setting, price setting, ASAD. तो ये सारा Keynesian orthodoxy term उसके लिए use करते हैं. The idea is that Keynesian orthodoxy is essentially that you use the basic tenets of Keynes in terms of rigidity in the short run, importance of aggregate demand in the short run. हाँ, long run में उनका अलग है, but this is what Keynesian orthodoxy is. So when you're talking of Keynesian orthodoxy, you will be able to talk about the ASAD model as well. Orthodoxy doesn't mean that you're talking about the pure Keynesian model. Okay, just something I wanted to clarify. Anything else? Any questions? Okay, so tomorrow, if this is going to be the attendance, then we will have online. ऐसे आज तो मेरे को मीटिंग थी with Siddharth and others, but क्या करना है? किससे पूछ रही हूँ मैं, 2 लोग हैं यहाँ पे. I'll ask on the group later. All right, guys. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.